3 teens who were reported missing out of southwest Missouri are found in Kansas City.
A new report says Kansas and Oklahoma are in the top 20 when it comes to the number of people vaccinated, but it says Missouri is at number 42. I'm Chris Warner. We're going to take a look at those numbers locally.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities find 3 teens missing from Jasper County safe in Kansas City. This is KOAM News at 6. Authorities found 14-year-old Alexis Crawford, 16-year-old Morgan Halderman, and 14-year-old Jasmine Marie Holliday, who went missing from Jasper County. KOAM's Zach Dodge joins us now with the latest.
The Kansas City Police Department found the 3 teens Sunday morning, according to the Jasper County Sheriff's Office. The teens had last been seen at 7th and State Line on Saturday, April 3rd. The Kansas City Police Department Public Information Officer says, quote, "The girls were located and are safe. An investigation is underway. At this point, evidence has been sent out for forensics. No one is in custody. I will not have any further information for a while until the results come back, more interviews are conducted, etc." End quote. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office is glad to hear they're okay, but they can't release many more details either.
There's not a whole lot I can say because it is an investigation and they're juveniles, so I'm kind of limited in what I can say. But I will tell you that if it gets to the point where we close it, then we'll release more information. But that's all we can release right now.
Deputy Chief Walrod was able to tell us they are sending investigators to Kansas City to conduct interviews. Reporting in Jasper County, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
All right, Zach, thanks. Hey, to stay up to date on the latest news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. All you have to do is take out your phone and snap a shot of that QR code on your screen. It'll take you to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store where you can download the KOAM News app free of charge. 1 man is dead and 2 others injured following a crash in Woodson County, Kansas. That crash happened Saturday on U.S. Highway 75 and 10th Road, 10 miles south of Yates Sitter. According to the Kansas Highway Patrol, 83-year-old Raymond McIntosh of Buffalo, Kansas, failed to yield at a stop sign and hit another vehicle in the intersection. McIntosh died at the hospital. The 2 occupants of the other vehicle were taken to Coffee County Hospital with serious injuries. Checking in with Nick Kelly now, remaining kind of cool out there, but otherwise pretty nice day, Nick.
Yeah, it's just a shame we couldn't repeat the nice warm day that we had to wrap up the weekend yesterday, Dow, but still a mild day, highs in the lower to middle 60s and dry so far, even though the clouds have been on the increase. With that said, though, I have noticed rain picking up and even a couple of thunderstorms around Rolla and areas north of Lebanon as you work into south central Missouri. That's ahead of a wave that already brought the cloud cover in here. And as that continues to rotate out of southwestern Kansas, it'll pick up some more moisture and allow for some scatter showers to develop in our southeastern counties, mainly along of the I-44 corridor as we head into the late evening and some of the overnight hours ahead of us. For now, some of us near 60, others trying to hold on to maybe some mid 60s, but we are starting to see the downward trend in temperatures. So it'll be 59 by 8 o'clock, 55 by midnight. Lows will be dropping back mainly into the mid to upper 40s, but I'm tracking the rain chances for tonight down and better rain chances by the weekend. We'll break that down for you here in a bit.
All right, see you then. Thanks, Nick. Researchers say the average daily number of COVID-19 cases is climbing in Oklahoma. Johns Hopkins University researchers say the rolling average of daily new Oklahoma cases over the past 2 weeks has spiked by 168 cases, or 47.4%. As of Friday, the most recent day for which data are available, Oklahoma averaged 522 new cases over 7 days. The Johns Hopkins COVID-19 death toll for the pandemic in Oklahoma is almost 6,700 out of more than 458,000 cases. Meanwhile, the CDC says 35% of the state's population has received at least 1 vaccine dose. That increase in cases in Oklahoma comes as a new report says Oklahoma is among the nation's leaders in vaccinations. The website Becker's Hospital Review compiled vaccination data from the CDC for all 50 states and made a list from highest percentage of people vaccinated to lowest. The data is focusing on the number of people fully vaccinated in each state. Kansas and Oklahoma ranked in the top 20. Missouri came in at number 42. We decided to see how those numbers look locally. In Crawford County, 19% of the population is fully vaccinated.
I'd say in the last 2 weeks, our numbers for our clinics have been going down. I think that we probably have vaccinated a very good portion of people who wanted to be vaccinated.
Tonight at 9 and 10, we're going to hear more from Jasper and Crawford County health officials on numbers and trends they're noticing. Still ahead, an exhibit in Kansas City highlighting a grim part of our nation's history. And authorities filed charges in a southern Missouri shooting investigation. A new exhibit at the Black Archives of Mid-America in Kansas City is highlighting a grim part of our nation's history. Reporter Leslie Aguilar has that story.
The West Bottoms of Kansas City has seen a lot of history, and not all of it is pretty. Back when the area looked like this, a black man named Levi Harrington was murdered by an angry mob, blaming him for a murder he didn't commit.
He didn't do it. He wasn't even close by, but he was a lone black man, so he got charged with that, and they decided to victimize him, to make an example out of him. They knew he hadn't done it.
Harrington was hung from a bridge.
As his body hung there, then they had target practice, and they just shot bullets into his body.
Today, members of the Community Remembrance Project of Missouri gathered soil from the area Harrington was killed to display in the new exhibit. The story is in the soil.
This room holds really a sacredness about it, because the jar is not yet collected, but we know that these lynchings took place.
The room has names of black men who were lynched in the late 1800s and early 1900s in counties all across the state, most of whom never had a funeral or any justice for their murders.
It was clear that they were innocent, but it was too late if you didn't wait for due process.
The goal of the project is to spread awareness and start conversations about reconciliation.
To acknowledge the racial murders that happened, and then to somehow reclaim the humanity of those people who were victims of murder.
The Missouri Senate is debating a bill that would change the definition of illegal stalking to include social media and other technology. The bill changes the definition of course of conduct and now includes the use of technology and third parties. Nick Kelly is up next with his complete forecast, and later a demonstration in Little Rock, Arkansas, honoring victims of gun violence in the community.
As advertised, we turned quite a bit cooler after our warm end to the weekend yesterday. Still not bad with temperatures in the lower to middle 60s today, despite the increase in the cloud cover. So far, our increase in the cloud cover, though, hasn't resulted in any rain. We're dry on the radar network right now, but I do notice some scattered rain, even a couple of little thunderstorms working along the I-44 corridor, the bulk of the action there, right on top of Rolla in Phelps County. That is actually activity that formed way ahead of an upper level disturbance we're watching trying to work out of southwestern Kansas. In fact, it's trying to fire off a few little showers and thunderstorms east of Oklahoma City along I-40. So what does that mean for us? Even though we're not seeing anything right now in terms of rain, that wave is going to try to bring some rain chances for some of you, at least heading into the late night hours into Tuesday morning. Then we'll get a bit of a break in the action, partly sunny and dry for Wednesday and Thursday. Then the focus shifts on better rain chances on Friday, and with the way the weekend's looking, it's going to be downright chilly before we see a good mild surge of air back in here next week. Right now we're quiet but mostly cloudy on top of the station rooftop looking back toward Joplin where it's 59, north breeze at 15. Humidity, it's starting to climb up there, but it's got a little more work to do at 48%. Outside of Joplin, we are seeing some upper 50s popping up, especially around Stockton Lake. Then we hit 60 in Pittsburgh, 62 in Chanute, 65 in Miami and down near Grand Lake. So everyone's starting to gravitate now back into the upper 50s, and it's a slow drop to the mid 50s by the time we hit the midnight hour. Most of us in the mid to upper 40s for your Tuesday morning, and for some of our northern counties, maybe sneaking back into the lower 40s before we warm up again for tomorrow. So as I take you back to the maps, let's expand the view out because we do note some pretty pretty good thunderstorms getting going across southern parts of Texas, but that's along the cold front that passed on through yesterday, the same front that brought the northerly wind and certainly the cooler air to go along with it. In terms of our rain chances for tonight, though, it's not this upper low working across Minnesota. It's actually a very subtle wave working across southern Colorado and southwestern Kansas. That wave, even though it doesn't look really impressive at all, again, that's what's going to drive some scattered rain chances for areas in our southeastern counties and along the I-44 corridor. Here's 11 o'clock as those scattered showers continue to expand. Here's 3 a.m. Scattered showers for some to start the morning drive out. Then I think we are dry for much of the day tomorrow, save for maybe a stray shower. But we'll be bouncing back and forth between partly cloudy and mostly cloudy skies throughout the day once we deal with the showers for tonight and early tomorrow morning. 48 in the morning, 60 by noon. Afternoon highs around 63. So we're going to stay cooler than normal, but still a mild day for your Tuesday. Then we'll see if we can get another chance for a few showers late Tuesday night going into Wednesday morning. Otherwise, a bit cooler with lower 40s for overnight lows. Fortunately, though, I have us quiet, partly sunny and dry for Wednesday and Thursday as a weak upper level ridge keeps us quiet. Then the stronger wave out west, there we go. That still is set to bring in widespread rain chances for Friday. And if we cannot shake the cloud cover and rain chances on Friday, we may have to make do with highs near 51 on Friday and staying chilly for the rest of the weekend. Before we have to deal with that chill, though, Dow, looking okay for the next few days, at least temperature-wise. 63 tomorrow, 61 Wednesday, and back into the 50s on Thursday.
The hot weather will be here soon enough. We can deal with a bit of a chill for now, I suppose.
Yeah, this we can easily handle.
Thanks, Nick. As we move further into storm season, it's especially important to have the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, and it's free, available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Still ahead, an investigation into the deadly shooting at a convenience store in southern Missouri leads to charges against a Thayer, Missouri man. We'll have the latest. Former Kansas City Chiefs assistant coach Britt Reed is charged with driving while intoxicated after a crash that critically injured a 5-year-old girl on February 4th. Jackson County prosecutors announced the charges today against Reed, the son of Chiefs coach Andy Reed. Prosecutors allege Britt Reed was driving about 84 miles per hour and that he had a blood alcohol level of 0.113 about a half hour after the crash near Arrowhead Stadium. 5-year-old Ariel Young, who was in one of the cars, suffered a traumatic brain injury. Authorities charge a 28-year-old man in the fatal shooting of one person and the wounding of 3 more at a convenience store in Koshkonong, Missouri. Authorities have charged 28-year-old Christopher Lindley of Thayer, Missouri, with first-degree murder and armed criminal action in the shooting Saturday morning near the Missouri-Arkansas state line. Authorities say Lindley knew at least one of the victims, but the motive for the shooting is unclear. 3 of the victims, including the person who died, were from out of state. The injured remain in critical condition. Police are investigating after a mushroom hunter found human skeletal remains in a wooded area in Branson over the weekend. The remains were found Saturday near State Highway 248. Branson police and the Taney County coroner confirm the remains are human. Police say they have an active missing person investigation, but that the remains do not appear to be connected to that case. Police say they're checking with other state and federal officials in an effort to identify the remains. Prosecutors charge an Oklahoma man with 10 counts of threatening former President George W. Bush, U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts, and 6 members of Congress. Court documents allege Michael Brandon Houck made the threats in social media posts in November, December, and January. The documents say threats were also made to Senators James Lankford, Chuck Schumer, Lindsey Graham, Mitt Romney, Mitch McConnell, and Representative Nancy Pelosi. Victims of violence in Little Rock, Arkansas are honored in the 7th annual Pilgrimage of Peace. Reporter Jade Jackson has that story.
The people behind me are taking a moment of silence for those affected by violence. Different poems and prayers by people and faith leaders to encourage a change.
As these names begin to be compiled almost daily, certainly weekly,
dozens gathered in downtown Little Rock to take a walk together across a bridge.
New names had to be added Even this morning, the list expanded.
Just to get to this monument, the beacon of hope and peace in North Little Rock.
I've got to ask myself, what in the world can I do?
The victims of violence in Central Arkansas need to be recognized. Between 2019 and 2020, there were 67 on our list. Between 2020 and 2021, there were 100 more in Pulaski County area.
Organizers say the Pilgrimage of Peace Walk signifies a oneness with all communities. The common goal to end violence. They couldn't walk last year due to the pandemic, which makes this year all the more important.
And ask you all, what can each of us do?
Proceeds for the event are going to the Center for Healing Hearts and Spirits, used in their Victim Services program.
An Oklahoma elementary school is celebrating one of America's newest citizens. The school's beloved lunch lady took the oath of U.S. citizenship. It was an emotional experience for her and all the children she helps feed every day. An immigrant from Cuba, Yanet Villamontes Lopez, moved from Houston to Edmond a few years ago with her family for better job opportunities. She's not the only one who took the test. Her entire family, including her husband and 3 children ages 17 to 28, are all now U.S. citizens.
I know everything about the United States, Constitution, President, everything. It's amazing. I know. I learned a lot of history because I love this country.
Lopez's principal, Michelle Anderson, says watching the kids cheer for the woman who cares so much about them brought tears to her eyes. A final check of the weather is next. Take time now to honor a local veteran, Technical Sergeant Vincent Chirafisi. The Arma, Kansas native served in the U.S. Army, and we are proud to salute Technical Sergeant Vincent Chirafisi. He's tonight's 4-state hero. Jordan Abbey joins us now with a look at what's coming up on our sister station, KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Tonight at 9, going to have more on officials finding 3 girls who went missing from Jasper County. Plus, the Joplin Area Safe Teens Coalition giving a presentation, The Truth About Vaping. Also, the latest way you can make money doing nothing more than you love. Eating hot dogs, going to baseball games. That and more coming your way tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Sign me up. Not as simple as it sounds. Hey, an old school toy goes high tech. Transformers classic action figures that can be morphed into vehicles can be kind of tough for some to transform. So Hasbro has addressed that problem by making them more complex and more expensive. The new Optimus Prime auto-converting programmable advanced robot can reshape itself thanks to robotic updates. Of course, the 19-inch item, which has around 5,000 components, has a hefty price tag, $700. Also 27 patented servo motors and 60 connected microchips in order to pull off the automated transforming feature. Orders are expected to start shipping in August. I imagine it's a lot of parents, particularly dads, who are buying those to kind of relive their childhood, don't you think?
Yeah, but it's either the dads or the sons that have to justify the $700 price tag.
I think so. Those are hard to put back together.
Yeah.
Okay, the weather.
All right, I'm going to keep an eye on some rain chances later tonight into tomorrow morning. Otherwise, we'll stay mild tomorrow with highs near 63. Better rain chances hold off on Friday.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.